Cranky Gun Reviews here. For those of you wondering if there are still some normal priced ammo out there, there is. So I went to my local Walmart this morning and had to get a few things. I always check to see if they have shotgun shells in stock because that's all Walmart seems to sell now, and ammo that nobody else buys, like not 300 Blackout, but 350 Legend and stuff like that, 7mm stuff that nobody seems to ever buy because it's still there. But I lucked out today. My local Walmart probably restocked last week or earlier this week, and they had a whole bunch of 20 gauge and 12 gauge birdshot and 3 boxes of 410. So even though this stuff isn't really considered great for home defense, I do go trap shooting and sporting clay shooting once in a while. And the last time I went sporting clay shooting, I used up about 150 rounds of 20 gauge and I couldn't find any. So I'd stopped at Cabela's and looked. They had like one case of some really expensive stuff. I bought 2 boxes. It was like $9 a box for 25 rounds each. And then the local Walmart, about a half an hour in the other direction from my house, I stopped in there the other day and they had like 3 boxes of 20 gauge on the shelf, and they were like $8.99 and $11.99, which I also bought those. Then I went to another Walmart near my house today, up in New Hampshire, and they had a pretty good amount of 12 gauge and about 5 cases of 20 gauge. So I bought 800 rounds. I bought 400 12 gauge and 400 20 gauge, as well as, you know, the 410 that they had, just because you never know when you're going to be able to find something again. So the good thing about Walmart, they're not price gouging on this stuff. So they were about $22.78 for a case, which is not the cheapest I've seen. 12 and 20 gauge, usually it's around like $21.50, but for only $1 more for 100 rounds, that's very good price still. So all of this stuff was just around $200 for everything that's here. And again, if you can afford to do that, if you go to the range, just say I went to the trap shooting range and I shot 200 rounds one day, well, I bought double what I would normally shoot if I go, to make sure that I always have some left over. And that's what I talk about for as long as I've been stockpiling ammo. And I don't really have a huge stockpile, but I have enough. For as long as I've been stockpiling ammo, that's what I do. When I go shoot, if I buy before I go or if I buy after I go, I buy twice what I normally shoot if I can afford it, to be able to stock up on it. So I would say I'm pretty good with shotgun shells for now. I have more buckshot and slugs than I thought I had, which is always a good thing because they're hard to find now. And this stuff, now I have a fairly good amount of 20 gauge and 12 gauge birdshot. So when I do decide to go back to the range and go shooting, not a big deal. So something else I found recently, there's a couple of shops around me that have like a 2-box limit on other types of ammo. And for whatever reason, they haven't been selling out of 380. They've had 380 on the shelf every time I've gone in there. So by 2 boxes of 380 every time I go in. I've gone in twice in the past few weeks, so I have 4 more boxes of 380 ACP and 223 Rem Telamo, which this I got from Cabela's. I went in there the other day when I was out, and they had a sign that said, if you want common calibers, ask behind the counter. So I asked. They didn't have any 9mm, but they did have 1 case of Telamo. They were limiting to 5 boxes. And again, the nice thing is these 2 shops don't scalp, because Cabela's is a corporate store like Walmart. Their prices are normal. So I think these were like either $6.79 or $6.99 a box, which again, for Telamo, it's a little bit high. It's steel cased ammo, but I've never had any issues with Telamo. It might be a little bit dirty, but it's been 100% reliable. And if it's what I can get, I'm going to get what I can get when I can afford it. And the same thing with the 380. So just a short little ammo shortage update video. What's still available out there. If you're patient, you can still get stuff for normal prices. Again, the online retailers are charging between 75 cents and $1 a round for 9mm, 380, 223, and other major calibers. Even shotgun shells, if you can find a box of 25 shells, they're usually about $10 to $12 for like Fiocchi target loads, because nobody has anything in stock. So to be able to find this makes me really happy, and to be able to find this Telamo and 223 and the 380 and Fiocchi makes me pretty happy to shoot this stuff. Again, it keeps my short little range trips going so I can keep videos going for you guys, as well as kind of instruct you. Again, if you're patient, don't run out and buy the real expensive stuff from online. If you're patient, you go to your local shops, once in a while, check in with them. Oftentimes they do have stuff in stock. So thanks for watching Cranky Gun Reviews. This is just a real short update video. Make sure you support your 2A rights. Have a great weekend, and God bless America.